to Pakwach, to Arua, to Oraba, next to the road. Yo Tiekan, Chan Tiekan.
Andanda ni ai pake karuma bini Pakwach nebi okado shidu biri Oraba kodi Arua. Andanda nya dong jo eno maju fiunguru megi chano tumi epasho megi. Inu angunguru vutukai chande vuti gudu eno.
So if ngudo is the medicine for Chan, why is there Chan here?
Kana nguru daro manute yat pashan. Dong juma eke maju fiunguru megi ege chana supirango.
So you go and do research.
Dong ukeche dong ni telembene itedero.
If you come and say Mr. Museveni Chan near the road pay.
Ikechi dirogi watch ni jadin Museveni near Chan ingen gudu majufiyo upe.
Then I will say Apoyo Rubanga.
Dong api watch Apoyo Mungu.
Let's take back the PDM money.
Wa war sende kudi PDM.
And do only the roads because the Chan is near the Tamak road is finished.
Long wa finguru pien kaju fiunguru chinango chande do wariemo ite.
But now we do the Tamak road.
Wa fiunguru de
Chan is still nearby.
Inu ango chande tiengete eno.
What do you call neighbor in Luo?
Jirani.
Jirani Swahili.
Gezi Kiswahili. In Alur, that is what we use.
Oh.
You remember, we always we fall short of vocabularies.
Okay. So, Chan is Jirani with Yomaber.
Chan odoko Jirani pawanga Yomaber.
We have had to waste now 3 years.
Eno keto watingu orudongo dokadek.
Sending a lot of money.
Wachwalo sende madongo.
To try and deal with Chan in the parishes.
Keto weke wake jwegi lak Chan ik parish.
Not that we have forgotten the road. We know, but there are so many things to do.
We are wilungoi kumlembe panguru ento lembe jita kecho mako watimgi.
And the other roads which Todwong talked about, I know them.
Manguru majadi Todwong wechi komgie angeyo gitu.
But for the one of Nebi Gori Paida,
and Goli
finished in the lake. And in desperation, we brought these soldiers.
Okay, so tap wagamokelo mito kawoni
with the elders.
Wakekel jodongo mwajo wijo mutegini.
Elders of the fishing communities.
Jodongo madongo mijonam.
How can we stop bad fishing and we remove these soldiers from the Wachobo
jigo kite medwaro nam nyo chamu nyithi rech ene nedi keta wekwa wot kaya no gishen ge aichen.
Because that was the starting point. It was not the soldiers had nothing to do with the fish.
Bien utiengonya lembe chake komrech nyoke jo egi lembe chako nya danu re mu chako chamu nyithi rech kado kaya binu.
Well, I have noted all the other points you made.
Tingo lembe gisheke mubeka penja pigi.
You are talking about the skilling center.
Ipenjo nia kamoko mi ponjo bodo mi sing nirarado inebi.
I built. We can build technical schools in more districts.
Wajobo gero kadoka par matongtong I district achelde.
That program will continue.
Maeno chopo mediri wange.
But I have also built skilling centers.
Anda tie kokama mitie doman bodo mishingi.
One per zone.
Koban kaberu machalo West Nile ashel kokoragero.
So
long
I have been taking students 6 months.
Atingu ikindara adueno kobange du abisiel.
If the MPs support me, I can increase the intake. I don't want to build more skilling centers because if I build many, they will be inefficient.
Ka MPs giswa kama ber amedu shinga ikabedu maenu bien timba wa medi ego pare then watim dano madupa shitkucha.
Chairman, how many have you been sending to my skilling center from the district?
Your Excellency, we have been sending up every 6 months only 24. to
from
industry.
each district.
Each district and city.
Okay. If I have more funding, I can take like 100.
Can I explain to them what you have asked me about?
Yes.
Ebeka penjanya inebi mandok bende district ucho kuchwala radadi adi ya wachi nyako bange yu abusel pierungu kende ega me wacho kaju chwaka ma parliament mi sende muromo kado wachaku tingu dakachel kubange yu abusel oparu chibedungo ber ni loyo peny ma penju pire cha.
This is now different from the education program of technical schools.
Maeno coach kuponjiri mi bodo mishing is school masoma nziluwe.
The plan is for each district to have at least its own technical school.
Nango one chalo gamente wa wachinya ko bang district ashela obed kukama bodo mi ponjo shing ni raradu.
That will continue.
Maeno da medra ko de wangasu.
But my skilling centers are different because they take people who are not educated and they
bodo mi bodo shingcha uti ngo shalo ma mu makeke som primary kuna ngogi etie pare kadi ngati msomungo o makishijo ponje ko bodo mi shing.
The issue of the bridges will be dealt with. That's a very good point.
Being me kwayo shalo bejaraja nyo bridges nogi angwen mi penjo nogi maenogi ikelo ngech para berpege atiti uko.
You are not talking about tarmac roads.
Wobe wecho dongile pafiungudu.
We are talking about normal maram roads but with bridges across the swamps.
Dong wabe wecho niya omako dong wakayi ki ngudu mutie maram enke mukado kodi ikabedu manyo o kadi gitek machalo be joro.
That is much easier to deal with.
Maeno yo tira mitimo mitugungo.
Now regarding the palace of the king.
Ikomgero o nyokal po bimo.
You are right. I have a debt to build a good palace for.
Ikelo irate mando ke ipoyo irate pideni ni anta awecho kodoga tie kudeni ni tano mira lur mano bimo.
For the king of Nebi.
Obemo muami Nebi.
And we shall do it. I'm glad you have reminded me.
Poyo nya tin chairman poyo wia wachege.
But I also want to inform you.
And amitake new tiude.
That in the new budget. We shall be giving you more support.
Watching me, you coin majupa.
More money to the cultural centers.
Me gero cabedo, me mitedero, cadino, mitela mitedero.
For their maintenance.
Cabedo, machong chong, bejurombi, igino cultural centers. Get away, jo gage of vek, jurochgi.
And for the support of the cultural leader.
Man dog bende watching me. Coin nijotela mitedero paru maru dinogi.
They have the details.
Atie kulembe negi
conductors.
Sorry?
Lightning conductors.
Me koyo wea ekomlembe palokot.
On school buildings.
Ko bang school majube gero.
What you call lightning arresters.
Eno mauluongo nya jama kolokot.
With the old people we call them lightning conductors.
Wan wajumutegi ni wawachi mwa jama kolokonyo mima ko pen mash.
So we are going to make it mandatory.
Wajikete ko bang karedung.
Every school built by the government must have a lightning conductor.
Ko bang gero classroom majube gero shi omako jama kolokot lo beriwie.
And even a private school must have a lightning conductor.
Kari nangu school mamua mikin pacho majulongo private school. De omako giger.
As a condition of licensing.
Kanu mako waketi shingo karatasi perimisha ku school.
Now, for the Teachers Association,
mando ki pijuponji mahonorable Phiona penjue.
I will contribute 50 million shillings.
Ami wigi million terabini juponji minebi.
For them to buy I don't know how much a minibus costs, you will tell me, Nyamutoro.
Ange yungonya basi chajubechinye uslinga di nyarama Nyamutoro binyutu ira.
For the Aringa MP, you don't have to kill my minister.
MP Alioni, could even minister paraba.
I remember the story. We shall see how to support you. We are short of entrepreneurs, so thank you so much. We shall support you.
Anyone who prelam periti lem sende. Don't wabisa yoboko mikoni.
Now I want to thank. I am very happy. I didn't know that Lakwara Nyamutoro.
Amita for you, piena lange yungonia Nyakwara Nyamutoro.
is a granddaughter of Apechu.
Ketamano chenya kwara Apechu para
You didn't tell me.
Iwe chirango pirango Nyamutoro ya.
I thought Nyamutoro was a strong woman in her own right.
Abeka genu para Nyamutoro chako para gire kumenenu.
Now, I didn't know that she was a granddaughter of my RDC. I remember Apechu very well.
Angeyu ngonya ketamane chenya kwara RDC para mabina chema Apechu angeyu.
So I want to thank those elders
Amita foye pi jodongo
who helped us to plant NRM here.
Mo okonyo ketawekwa pidi nyig enakaye.
One of them, whom I remember very well, was Mrs. Javuru.
Ashel mikingi mangeyo manu ya poi pereka wanu pedo jadi Javuru.
Madam.
Min od pa Javuru.
Because her husband, Javuru, was with me at Ntare.
Pien won od pare Javuru bekati ukoda wasomo kode Intare.
So when I found his wife here, I was very happy to see them.
Sama julu ngogika inde shiweru yom sana manene.
So I thank all those elders who helped us to plant NRM here.
Amita foy jodongo no sheke magipido kodi pa NRM.
Now finally,
do mira jikane
the LC1 talked about some issues which I will study.
LC1 wecholembe moko mamita kenyi iye.
One of them was, he was asking for transport.
Ebe kapenjo pare yoremi woto pare transport.
Now since I'm here, I give him 5 million to buy.
Donga bino e parada rendu million a bis pare cash kawoni.
That one is easy to implement.
Maeno pare dare yotira.
Apoyo Matek.
Apoyo
Rubanga Konyi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the wonderful guidance you have given and the speech you have made to the people of Nebi. Your Excellency, allow me request you once again to allow or accept some gifts that people of Nebi wish to hand you. We are going to have 3 gifts. 3 gifts that are going to be given, Your Excellency, to you. The first one is from the elders. The elders protocol team of Museveni kindly. We have KG Adubango, together with Mama Zenu, together with Mary Akwia, the elders who started and promoted NRM in this area. Museo Tonde, protocol, can you allow Museo Tonde, Your Excellency, you spoke about your people who promoted NRM in this area. One of them is Museo Tonde. In that corner, he was among the first UPM leaders in Nebi in 1980. Protocol, can you lead Museo Tonde to come forward to join KG Adubango and Mary Akwia Zenu? They are going to hand over a gift to Musei. Protocol, can you lead Museo Tonde from that corner, that tent? Mama Mary Akwia, Museo Tonde, Mama Zenu, Mr. KG Adubango. They will be joined by Honorable Nyamutoro. Can we get Oyat and Jacqueline? Oyat and Jacqueline, come kindly rush and join that team. Oyat and Jacqueline, let them join that team. They are going to hand over a symbolic gift, a walking stick, and a juni, a traditional sitting. Jacqueline and Uyat, kindly. Your Excellency, Museo Tonde is right behind you. He was a UPM member in 1980, almost alone in this side of the country. We thank God that he's still alive. Your Excellency, you remember you assisted Museo Tonde with a residential house. We thank God that he's still alive. I'm sure Museo Tonde now doesn't mind going in any direction after this. Thank you very much. Can I invite the second group? The second group after that one is going to hand over a portrait to the Excellency. This group comprises Honorable Commissioner Esther Foyo-Chan. It also has Honorable Pachuto Jen. It has Honorable Songa Lawrence. May I invite also Honorable Catherine Akumuma Venjina to join that group. You will also be joined by Honorable Nyamutoro. Your Excellency, with your permission, can I invite the daughter of your schoolmate, your classmate of Ntare? Consolate Javuru is a daughter of the late Javuru and Mama Pauline Javuru that you talked about. Consolate, kindly join that group. May I request Consolate to join that group, rush and join that team. Ayo nya Javura chel ma utie mapodie kwo paliel Javuru Emed Juma jadit ubemako ko gichal cha. Jaditu wechu manberi kum late Javuru nyoliel Javuru maebedu headmaster mirangal ku schools matong gisomo kugi school majuluongon Ntare. Gimako chal karachelo ku Honorable Phiona Nyamutoro. After that group, Your Excellency, we have special gifts that will be given to you by Honorable Phiona Nyamutoro and her husband, Mr. Edirisa Kenzo. Can you join Honorable Phiona to give the following gifts? Those gifts include the portrait. We will also have some material handed to His Excellency. When you're given a shield, an arrow, and a bow, you are preparing for a battle and you're ready. Your Excellency, we can see your readiness by your illustration. Your Excellency, after that group, I will invite the family of Honorable Phiona. The family know themselves. I will read their names as they come. But Your Excellency, as the family comes, allow me to quickly recognize, Your Excellency, the following persons. We have amidst us Madame Lilia Najarova, the CEO of Uganda Tourism Board. She is from this place, our daughter, our sister. She supports your work of promoting tourism. We recognize her. We also recognize the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, my good friend Agre David Chivenge, who has been part of the team that nurtured Phiona, is here with us, Your Excellency. We also recognize the family of the late Okumuringa. Mama, Mrs. Okumuringa is here. We recognize Honorable Jachan Fred Omach, former Minister, Your Excellency, may I invite the family of Phiona Nyamutoro, starting with Apechu Patrick, Mrs. Apechu Caroline, Evelyn Apechu, Dr. Ruotho Nobat, Dr. Zikola Orwoso, Tony Apechu, Gilbert Kermundu, Morris Manano, Ringe Alfred, and Robert Apechu. Kindly go and join Phiona for that historic picture. Your Excellency, as the team comes, allow me to recognize all the districts that have come from far and wide. I may not mention all the districts, but Zombo Utie, Zombo Ukoko Kido, Wafoyo Bino, Noya is around, Noya, Nebi, Obongi, Pakwach, Madiokolo. They are taking the pictures. Yumbe, Ajumani, Koboko, Arua, Moyo, all the districts that have come, thank you very much for coming. Nyamutoro, as they take the pictures, allow me recognize these sub-counties. Parombo sub-county, Akworo, Achana, Irusi, Ndeu, Atego, Nyaravur, Kuchwin, Padwot, Alala, Nebi Jupira, Nebi Central, Nebi Municipality, Tata, and Parombo Town Council. Thank you very much, all of you from all walks of life. Your Excellency, I request that you now return to your tent and we close the function. Sawa dong uchido Museo Chunga Kecha. Amitu dong wajigi. Mangeno wabidari yoringeye. Your Excellency, before I call for the national anthem, I once again want to humbly recognize His Royal Majesty Obim Philip Olarke Rauni III, your own son, the King of Alur. He has been shepherding us very well, Your Excellency. Technical team, can you get the anthems ready? I'm about to call for the anthem. We are going to do it in reverse order. Let's give time for His Excellency to prepare. Anthems, starting with the Alur cultural anthem. East African anthem. Thank you very much. Let's all remain standing in our places and allow exit in reverse order. Let's all remain where we are. Wabedu kama watie here. DJ, wait a bit. The VIPs, you will be served lunch at GAF. The VIP, you will be served lunch.
Days since the last day of last season, we are ready to do it all again.
Phil Foden is having the season of his life. Brilliant! Just brilliant! That is quite something!
Thank you so much, everyone, on our continued coverage of the nationwide protest by Nigerians who are agitating against hunger. You're right on time, everyone, for the latest updates and news on the End Bad Governance protests across the country. Welcome, everyone. I'm Phiona Nyamutoro'S. Through these 3 hours or so, I will be taking you through all you need to know what has happened on day 2. Good evening, everyone. We are now concluding the second day of the widespread protests across Nigeria. The nation remains on edge amid escalating tensions over hunger and the integrating state of the economy. Several states have imposed curfews in an attempt to restore order, but the military has announced their readiness to intervene to quell the unrest. The government is urgently appealing for calm and dialogue to address the concerns over issues of safety and escalating violence. Despite these pleas, the streets have seen casualties, looting, and vandalism, with some reports indicating possible hijacking of the protest by unruly elements. Well, the situation remains fluid as authorities now grapple with how best to navigate these challenging times. And of course, a lot of what we've seen, the protesters went on a day 2 out of the 10 days they said initially they will be on the street protesting against the issues of hunger. But again, we do know that those who are pro the Tinubu government, of course, day 2 is what we have seen out of the 10 days. In all of what is happening, we've seen the protesters getting back to the street in different parts of the country. There are those who are the those who are against the protesters. They are also gathering in Abuja in solidarity with the government of the day. In all of what has happened, there are a lot of lessons to be learned. And what we know is that the police are also reacting. The tear gas that have been used to control the crowd, but that has left some of the protesters, including journalists, with tears on their face. Now, in all of that, again, there are a lot of lessons that has emerged again and again in what we have seen so far across the country. Curfew in several states, from Borno to Nasarawa, Yobe, Jigawa State. All of them have, in one way or the other, in some parts of the state, curfew has been declared because of the escalating violence that we have seen in some of these states. Now, so much more to talk about. And the fact that government is now pleading and asking for calm, and everything should return to normal. The Minister of Labor, she's pleading, she's talking. We'll give you insight into what she said today on the program. The military also have spoken. The Chief of Defense Staff has spoken today, and he has warned that in case anything happens, escalation of violence continues, the military will not hesitate to intervene and coming and stepping into the fray. Now, in all of this, Mr. Ebolu Adegborowa has asked and pleaded that the protest should be called off and the government should take action. The protesters should allow the government to listen and take action. And these are some of what has happened in summary on day 2. Let's now give you some more details on what we have seen. We begin with the happening in most part of the country where of course, economic activities have been literally crippled since yesterday when the protesters took to the street in Lagos, which is the nation's commercial capital. The protesters gathered in Ojota. Of course, security operatives were on the ground to ensure a hitch-free exercise. The State's Commissioner for Information, Benga Omotosho, addressed them and assured them that the government would address their demands. In Abuja, hundreds of protesters converge at the Baja roundabout, but police operatives fired tear gas to disperse the demonstrators. They later reconvened at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. Operatives of the Nigerian police force when they fired the tear gas canisters at the protesters when they assembled at the popular Baga roundabout in Abuja. Journalists covering the procession were not also spared as the tear gas were fired at them. In Edo State, south region of the country, a video of looting of a truckload of rice and vandalism of a residential building believed accusations by the APC claims the state government is depriving Edo people of federal government support. The state government maintains it reaches the vulnerable groups in the state through religious bodies. The Christian Association of Nigeria in the state also affirmed that the government sourced this consignment of rice itself. Now let me take you to Jigawa State.
My fellow Jigawa citizens, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Today we woke up with a series of protests.
It came after the very first day, after 24 hours of that protest, which some part turned out violent. And the governor says that in the broadcast, noted that the restriction is with immediate effect. However, said that it will relax at some point today to allow Muslims to participate in the Jumat congregational prayers. The governor blamed the state government's decision on the looting that characterized the protests in some parts of the state.
Small boys to achieve protest, not part of our culture, and that is not part of our tradition. And we feel that this protest will not be the solution to what people are demanding or asking for. We are all Muslims, and we believe that there is nobody in this world that can put hardship on you. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's only Allah that can rescue you from that hardship. Therefore, protest is not a solution, and it will not be a solution. We realize that how people use young, small boys to achieve their objective of vandalizing and stealing people's property. This is not part of our culture, and this is not part of our tradition. Therefore, we feel as a government, we should not allow this thing to continue unabated. As a result of that, we are introducing a 24-hour curfew in Jigawa State. And this curfew will continue up to the time we have reviewed the situation again with the security agencies, and we feel it's time to relax it. But for the sake of Friday prayers tomorrow, we are relaxing the curfew from 12 noon to 2:30 p.m. And from there, we'll allow people to go to the mosque and pray for the state and pray for the nation. Therefore, but after 2 p.m., the curfew will continue. We pray that people will obey this curfew and ensure that they stay at home and observe the curfew.
That's the Jigawa State governor. In Adamawa State, we've seen scenarios of course, the protest continuing in there. Of course, in Damaturu, in Yobe State, in the capital, after the fourth day of the End Bad Governors nationwide protest, our correspondent was covering that protest, went round town and noticed that shops are gradually opening for the day. Today's sales is as of about 11:10 a.m. today. No single protester was seen at the designated takeoff point for the protest.
Wrongly believe that this is sponsored by opposition. The government has failed to understand that there are also filth columnists among them that could have been behind this protest. Those that participated with them in the campaign, supported them in their election, committed their money, but were not patronized neither in contracts nor appointment. So, but they did not take a look at that. They were looking at the opposition. We are with this government, we will support this government, and we will ensure this government succeed, because if it succeeds, it is our people that succeed. It was
really happened today is what you can see there on your screen in Kebbi State.
We have reviewed the activities of the protests in Kebbi State. Even though we were able to address the protesters in the afternoon, but available information we have gathered that still some people are trying to import some people from other places to come to Kebbi State, especially Birnin Kebbi, Argungu, Jiga, and Yauri, to cause mayhem. We are thinking some people want to use the protests to undermine the skill, the peace the people of Kebbi State are enjoying. If they burn public assets, is Kebbi State people public asset. The government of Kebbi State is doing everything possible to address the challenges faced by its people. So therefore, we want to plead with the organizers of this protest to see reason. You only know the beginning of the protest. You will not know how it will end it.
Right, in Bayelsa State, the governor, Senator Odoye Diri, has been speaking about the outrage that has been expressed by citizens when they took to the street. But again, there is some kind of a blame game here. Listen to the governor.
Those who failed in the 2023 elections are the ones who are behind these protests in Bayelsa State. There are those who come into politics. Yeah, people fail, even including me. I failed as a chairmanship aspirant of my local government. We didn't bring down the local government. From all the security reports we have, and from the informal security reports we have, the people behind this so-called protest of August in Bayelsa is Timothy Silva, Joshua Makaiva, one Atuo, who is also working with Timothy Silva, Dr. Johnny Dumangi, who has been a very maverick social media man, moving from one group to the other. Tomorrow is here, next tomorrow is on the other side, next tomorrow is on the other side. He is the one on the social media with others who are working with Timothy Silva, worked with him in 2023 elections and are still working with him. They are the ones who are sponsoring and orchestrating these so-called protests.
That's the governor of Bayelsa State. Well, the Ministry of Labor has been speaking on the matter and has pleaded with protesters to leave the streets, and she's appealing that things should go back to normal. Take a listen to the Minister of Labor.